Yes, sir. Welcome back to Business After Business Special Edition. We are live here at the SWAC Meet and Greet. Joining me is none other A-Town legend, music legend, Young Jock. How's it going, brother?
That's good, bro. How you?
Man, everything is great, man.
We're in the building.
Yeah. So we're here at the SWAC Meet and Greet, man. Like, what does it mean to you to partner up not only with Hilton but also the SWAC?
I mean, you gotta understand, man. Like, I believe in supporting systems, operations, entities, and people that support people. And that's what I've seen. You know, my kids was in SWAC. You know what I mean? Partnering up with Hilton has been a blessing because I didn't realize I would meet so many people. It's kind of like, you know how like as an entertainer I jumped off as a rapper, right?
Right.
And I did. I went a lot of amazing places and I met a lot of amazing people too. But when I got into radio, I met even more amazing people. I went to even more amazing places. So it's kind of like when I hooked up with Hilton, I didn't realize that I would meet so many amazing people. I didn't. I was just like, you know, I'm thinking, you know, huge hotel chain, right? I wasn't thinking the paths that would be crossed by way of this engagement. I just did, but I'm glad that it took place, man.
Yeah, and this is we got a pretty nice turnout, pretty nice setup. We got a lot of young entrepreneurial businesses popping up. We got fine, you know, alcohol beverages. We got hats. We got HBCU merch. We even got a man over here, got the old Harry set up with the picture taken over here.
I peeped that.
You know what I'm saying? So we got it all under. So not only are we supporting Black education, we're also supporting Black businesses.
Yes.
And for someone like yourself, man, talk about how you talked about being an artist, going around and touring. I'm sure HBCUs were some of your biggest concerts, biggest supporters when you started and getting off the ground.
You know, it's interesting. I interviewed SWAC Meet about 2 weeks ago. And it's so amazing that he was one of the first people to introduce the whole HBCU experience to the world, right?
School days.
And so, you know, watching that as a kid, it made me want to go to college. And, you know, I was going to go to college. I wanted to be an attorney. And my sister ended up being an attorney. It seemed like it took so long for her to go through what she was going through. So I said, you know what? I don't want to be an attorney no more, right? So long story short, I ended up becoming an entertainer, Young Jock. And every time I looked up and I was at one of those HBCUs, I felt like even though I didn't go to college, I did the right thing because I ended up in the right places with the right people. So the whole concept of the HBCU United, I guess I should say, I think it's one of the dopest things that I could ever think of that would help position us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Young entrepreneurial spirits who are aspiring to be bigger, better, and greater. I mean, I think it's just dope to have that type of medium present for us.
And to know how does it feel to know that you've been the soundtrack to so many of these young students, so many people that have come through the HBCU, not only HBCU, but primarily HBCU. You've been the soundtrack to some of the best years of their lives.
It's good because you know what's interesting? Here I am, an entertainer, right? Every 4 years, a student is starting in the 9th grade and they're graduating high school, right? Within that same time span, a student can enter college and be done with a degree, right? So it's interesting when I'm able to go to these HBCUs and perform and rock with these kids and students and inspire some of these people, right? It's amazing how fast someone was a kid yesterday and now they're a fully grown, capable adult, paying bills, paying taxes and all that, you know what I'm saying? It's just really amazing when you sit back and think about how quick the cycle goes. So a lot of times when you go to the colleges, you like, yo, these are kids. They're kids. They need us and we need them.
And to be honest, for an artist like yourself, the music continues to resonate. Like there's some artists, like you play some songs right now and they just don't know really what you're talking about. But when you're making good music, you can play songs and kids that are 18, 19 years old today are singing it word for word. And talk about that love just in music in general, to know that you've made timeless songs.
But I think one thing we will always have to be able to do is communicate.
Right.
And I felt like that's what I always tried to do in my music, was communicate, have a good time by way of the music. And so it's just passing information. So that's why it's easy for some artists to make certain records that just feel like they won't ever die.
Right.
Because we're able to pass it right to the kids, and the kids pass it to their kids. You know, I just feel good to know that, like you said, the music still resonates. Like come on in the club, like I'm on tour right now.
Right.
You know, it's my 20th year in hip hop.
Congratulations.
You know, 20 years later, and I'm on a tour. I've been touring. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I'm grateful, man.
How is that going though? I know you on the radio and you touring. Like, what is that schedule like? Because a lot of people don't understand. They just think of touring is fun. You get on the bus, you go, but there's a lot of work behind the scenes that goes on with this. Like, give us a little peek behind the scenes on what your schedule is like.
Oh, okay. She made me young. Yeah. So you take into consideration I'm up 4 a.m.
Right.
I'm at radio to 10:30, 11. From there, I'm out the door to the gym. From the gym, either I'm filming a TV show or I'm doing something with real estate, because I'm a real estate investor, or I'm getting on the road traveling, you know, doing what I do, whether it's an appearance, concert, whatever. Then outside of that, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an uncle. There's a lot of categories I fall under, so.
Well, I just want to say, you take a small time to say we appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? For not only being a husband, father, son, being a good man, a good individual, also being a good influence, because what you probably know, because I'm sure if any people come up to you, is you inspire so many of others because they see the hustle. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I will say, like, when people talk about music and they talk about the whole trap music era, as opposed to the music era today, trap music era promoted the hustle. You know what I'm saying? You get up off your ass, you go get you some money, as opposed to nowadays, other things get promoted. You know what I'm saying? They don't get, and getting up and getting out don't really get promoted as heavy. So again, I appreciate it. Appreciate your influence. Happy 20th. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, everybody ain't able, fam.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't able.
I know. That's why I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm humble.
So yeah, we appreciate your time. Wish you continued love and success. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, thank you for coming out. The business after business. And we'll holler.